I think a couple more minutes for the guys to join, right? And then we're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. So let me
Super.
check if we are live on Twitter. Uh, yes, we are. We are.
Super.
Just, just wait a couple of minutes so people can join us.
Sure, Danielle. Let's give the guys some time. Hyped up for the listing like you are, I hope. So let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, do you see the performance on the listing right now?
Well, I'm just watching it in the second monitor. Not too much of protection right now.
Wow, plus 100% on at the beginning. That's amazing, I believe.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go, guys. I saw it coming, not gonna lie. I saw it
Awesome.
coming.
Awesome. So, yeah, we have a couple more viewers right now. Just wait.
Okay.
And I believe we can start. So, hey everyone, I'm Daniel, head of business development at EasyMM, and I'm really happy to see you guys today. So, first, a quick reminder about our AMA contest. We'll be selecting 5 of the best questions today, and each winner will receive $20. Make sure you're following us, EasyMM and Zennex, so we can contact you about your prize. And if you haven't followed yet, it's a perfect time to do that. Speaking of the time, we've spent 3 years working with our special guest today, and in the crypto world, it's a lifetime. I'm excited to welcome Vladimir Alex, CMO of Zenex. And I've got to say, watching their journey from here's our idea to $1 million business, it's been pretty incredible. What really stands out about Zenex is how we've navigated the crypto market ups and downs while staying focused on their core mission. And now, with their current listing on xt.com, the timing couldn't be better to dive deeper into how they're transforming the iGaming industry. So, Vladimir, welcome. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey with Zenex?
Thank you, Daniel. It's my pleasure to join you and to join the community to share some of my insights. I'm actually in the crypto space since 2018, actually early 2017. I've been involved in a lot of activities like mining, like cloud mining, DeFi solutions, and etc. And I'm actually with Team Zenex from 2021. It's been quite a while, and we've been pushing the project to the limits, hopefully developing it for you all to enjoy. And yeah, Zenex, in my opinion, is a very promising project, especially considering the utility that the project provides in counter to the meme token market, which we are experiencing right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. People forget about utility and current market. But as for meme tokens, I just want to know that like today I read an article where what statistic about meme tokens. And what we see, 97% of all meme tokens that were created in 2024 are dead. Can you imagine that? Only 3% of them are still alive. So it's a lottery. It's even worse than the lottery. So I believe that it's not the best approach for market to focus on the meme tokens. And I believe in businesses. I believe in tokens with utility. So, Alex, can you tell us a bit more about how changed Zenex strategy? What was vision of Zenex 3 years ago, and what is it now?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Daniel. It's a very good topic to cover because, as we all know, the shape, the Web3 space, the crypto space, it's very dynamic. It's always changing. A lot of new things are coming. And when we were launching Zenex token in 2022, 2021, we were thinking about a certain fundraising strategy because the project meant to represent a whole iGaming ecosystem that we needed to build back in the days. And token was just as an instrument for fundraising, for making sure that we meet our goals, we develop the infrastructure that we wanted. And as of today, 3 years passed, we've actually got a lot of new things on the line. We've developed the infrastructure, we secured a multi-million-dollar investment to help us achieve our goals. And the token's role shifted from an instrument of fundraising to actually being a utility token, which takes place in the whole Zenex ecosystem. And today, the project is actually very different than our vision back in 2021. We didn't have, let's say, much of time to announce the shift, but we're doing it now with the new listing, with the new, let's say, strategy, the one we call Zenex 2.0 strategy. And there's actually a lot of things to uncover. Basically, we shifted from a fundraising instrument to something of a utility based token.
That's amazing. And what makes this moment particularly exciting for Zenex?
What makes it exciting for us is that today we're building the whole Zenex ecosystem. We're building it on a ready-made infrastructure. We actually achieved a lot of things during the years. Some of the most memorable and exciting ones being that we actually got the licenses. We launched our own payment products. We launched our own iGaming products. And what's exciting about the token today is that it's based and backed by real iGaming business. It's not a token, let's say, for some planning. It's not a token for some future, let's say, characteristics. It's actually a token which is coming right now and it's backed by the infrastructure right now. This is something important to note about Zenex in 2025.
Yeah, exciting. And if I remember correct, you started as a business like payment solution for iGaming. So is it still your core business? And can you tell us a bit more about like traditional payment headaches in this industry? Because I believe there are a lot of specific and a lot of problems that you can or challenges that business can have, and you can help them to like thrive with them.
Yeah, that's a very good point because our vision, let's say, it only transformed, it only developed. It's still pretty much focused on the same areas. Let's talk about iGaming for a second, right? iGaming is considered top three most profitable business areas there are available today. And Statista projects that in 2025, the iGaming payments and the whole iGaming business will generate over 107 billion of dollars in revenue. That's only the online part that we are mostly operating in. So basically, yeah, iGaming is not a very easy business. I would say it's actually hard to enter without any experience on that. And that's because there are very much nuances, a lot of things to consider. And if we're talking about payments, for example, yeah, new casinos that come to the market or even established brands, they are always looking for payment partners, for payment solutions. And when they come to a new payment solution, it's always about a couple of things which are not mentioned too much on the market. Number one is the rolling reserves. This is something that the iGaming operator has to put down in order for his company to get any payment servicing at first place. This is sort of like a deposit amount that needs to be on the account because there are a lot of things like Visa and MasterCard fines, because there are, let's say, MCC miscoding and stuff. So that's a very big issue that when a new iGaming operator comes to a payment solution, he needs to put one, two, three, four, and much more thousands of dollars in rolling reserve in order to get the whole payment procedures running. Moreover, the commissions are not low; they are actually high. iGaming is considered a high risk type of business. So when payment solutions are working with iGaming businesses, the percentages they take on deposits or on payouts is actually quite high. It can get up to 15, 17% on some certain regions. And there's actually one more thing to mention while I'm on the different regions topic is that payments in different continents and different countries, they work completely differently, because let's say in Europe, people they like to pay using their credit cards, their debit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, all that. But if we're talking, for example, about Africa, about Latin America, about Asia, the payment infrastructure there is kind of different, because, for example, in Africa, people mostly use electronic wallets such as M-Pesa, and they don't really need any Visa or MasterCard solutions. They need that. So, in order for a gaming operator today to come and establish himself on the market, get the payment solutions, he needs to put a big rolling reserve. He needs to cover a lot of payment options, not only cards, but APMs, electronic wallets, crypto, etc. And there's the thing with compliance, because there need to be licenses, there need to be regulatory measures considered. And number four, as I mentioned, is the high commissions on the pay-ins, the payouts. So if I'm running my own casino, I just started it. For me to get this payment servicing, it's not easy, and there's a lot of things to cover, a lot of things.
Yeah, sounds like a real headache, and I believe operators lose sleep over this. So here comes Zenex. How exactly does your solution and your token help operators with all these challenges?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and let's put it in this perspective. So, as of number one, it's that in some regions it's not possible to deposit any money on casinos, and because of that, many iGaming companies they tend to mess around with MCC codes. They put the casino deposits as something else, and because of this they get big fines, which start from 250,000 US and can go up to unlimited, let's say it that way. Zenex introduces an on ramp solution, which basically allows people to first purchase the tokens, and then the tokens go to the deposit of the casino. This way, the payment operation looks completely legit because people are buying the tokens in first place, and only then they are transacting with Zenex tokens on, let's say, deposits and etc. That's number one. Number two is the rolling reserves for businesses. We help the businesses that help us, and if an iGaming operator is ready to hold Zenex tokens on its deposit locked away, we are ready to decrease the amount of rolling reserve that the operator needs to provide. Moreover, for the operators that use Zennex token, we also offer lower commissions on the payment processing and the solutions that we provide. Because, as I said, the people are supporting our project, so we are also giving them the chance to run their business more smoothly with lower costs, lower problems and headaches, let's call it that way, and basically making it easier for smaller, medium, and even large size operations to get payment solutions on their iGaming business.
Yeah, just checked the trading of Zenex, and it's alive, guys.
Oh,
So It's the best moment to check it on xt.com.
You have to check it now. You have to check it now,
Yeah,
guys. Come on.
yeah. I just heard a lot of about things that Zennex can improve with operators, and like I believe it can be skyrocket if all businesses can hear us today. So yeah, now let's talk about other directions. So you've got something really interesting happening in Kenya. Can you share some details about operations there?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because last year we actually received a local license in Nairobi, Kenya, to operate on the Kenyan market, and we're also expanding to the African market. This market is actually on the big growth because this is, let's say, the segment, the geolocation, which has been rapidly developing. So a lot of iGaming operators are looking into Africa, into Kenya, Nigeria in particular. So basically, yeah, it's been a growing market, and we actually entered that market last year. We launched our own iGaming brand there. And we actually launched our own payment solutions for the African market. And yeah, we are rapidly developing there, opening our own bet shops, our own casinos throughout Africa, operating as a licensed iGaming provider. And basically, this is one of our focuses on this year because that's a very, very profitable market. And we are looking forward to expand, to open new iGaming locations, to open new bet shops, to get people involved. And we are not only offering that, let's say, to the people who are looking for iGaming opportunities, we are also expanding to Africa social wise. We're considering a lot of social factors because we do not only bring fun, we also bring change and social responsibility, which we are pushing in the region.
Yeah, and that's really important. Like when we talk about social impact, I believe you can share with us some details. But I also curious about your project. If we're talking about crypto and relevant, like your competitors. So what makes your project different from everything else out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, number one, that sets us apart from all the other competitors is that Zenex is the first and pioneering token which is backed by real iGaming infrastructure and which has utility both for the B2B sector and for the B2C sector. That's something very important to know. And also, let's say, as a pioneering solution in Africa, we are getting all the legal opinions and legal compliance to push the token as the first iGaming cryptocurrency to be available in African region in general. One more thing to cover, let's say about the charity, the social aspect of things, is that yeah, iGaming, casinos, sports bet, it's all about fun, it's all about winning, playing, but of course there are some people who can't even enjoy this kind of things because they have day-to-day problems that they face, such as housing issues, education, higher standard of living that the people are pushing. So that's also something that we're introducing on the African market. We are doing big steps to help the medicine, to help education, to help women rights and, let's say, mothership developing in Africa and in Kenya in particular. So that's a point that we have a big focus on, about making a social change, not only introducing, let's say, a new iGaming market to the world. So that's something that makes us different, besides the pioneering and unique solution that we are bringing about the token backed by real iGaming infrastructure.
Amazing. It really resonates to me because I have been to South Africa last year and I see the contrast between different societies and it's really important that you have such initiatives to make this world better. We talked a lot about real utility, and we started our meeting from uh, meme tokens without any utility. So let's talk about it a bit deeper. How does holding Zenex actually benefit holders?
Yeah, it's a good question to cover because we talked about the B2B section of the things, about lowering the commission rates on payment solutions, about the rolling reserves, about providing on-ramp solutions. Yeah, we covered that topic. But if we're talking about the regular token holders, let's say the consumers, there's also a lot to cover. There are first things like participation in real iGaming business revenue. This is something that we have to offer, which is new on the market. By holding a certain amount of tokens, 30,000 USD plus, we offer our token holders a special opportunity to participate in the revenue of real iGaming businesses that we are developing in Africa. For example, if you want to open your own casino or your own bet shop, this will require at least $1 million on the line. At least that's the smallest it gets. And there's so much things to cover, like marketing, payments, compliance, licenses. So for someone who wants to profit from the iGaming business, it's very hard to open something of his own. Let's say that if you want to buy a ready-made iGaming platform from one of our, let's say, colleagues or partners in the business, it will cost you from $20,000 to $60,000. It doesn't look like a big amount, but when you go into the details, like the payment solutions, the marketing, the compliance, it gets to get a real headache. There is so much things, and you'll probably lose a lot of money on that. But as for Zennex, we are offering our big token holders an opportunity to get a part of the revenue which is being generated from new and existing iGaming locations, existing bet shops. Pretty much, we're going to make an interactive map and allow our investors to do a little bit of gamification, let's call it that way. They can participate in the development of particular bet shops in different locations. They are able to benefit and profit from those locations, and they're able to make money on the growth of the exchange rate. Because obviously, this is a real business. This is not some meme coin or I don't know, some speculative cryptocurrency. This is something which is based backed by real infrastructure, and we're expecting a slow and steady growth. We don't see volatility on tens of percents. We only see a small and steady growth like real businesses do. So pretty much for token holders, they can benefit from that. They can benefit from revenues of real iGaming locations, and also they can benefit from something which is called coin lock. But I think this is something that I need to cover in a different question, because coin lock is the way that we chose. We didn't want to go with the coin burn strategies because we don't see any real value in that. So yeah, growth of the exchange rate, revenues from real iGaming locations, and pretty much growth of your profits and your deposit from the development of the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, sounds really amazing. And I've seen also a lot of similar projects, I mean, in crypto, and they usually do token burns. What's about your strategy in this way?
Yeah, coin burn is actually, I wouldn't call it a scam mechanic. It's not a scam. It's a totally legit mechanic. But if we just think about it for a second, what it really does is that you burn the circulating supply and the supply of the token to artificially increase its price. You're not contributing to anything, you're not bringing any value to the project, you're just burning tokens as a speculation to drive the token price up. There's a good example I can remember. There was this project, it was called Gravity Token, and every day they were burning 9.81 supply percent of supply every day to increase the price of the token by the same amount. And what did it result into? The token price went crazy. It went growing high and high and high, but the people who were actually holding their tokens were decreasing in, let's say, emission, so they were not getting anything, and this was a complete speculation that was not contributing to anything. With Zenex, we do things differently. We actually offer two innovative mechanics. We do a coin lock for B2B and B2C consumers, which helps them lock a portion of the coins away and actually benefit from that. And we also do lottery raffles. Basically, we combine a big portion of the tokens which other way would have been burned, but instead we combine them to form, let's say, a lottery pool, and we give away these rewards to a couple of our holders. So it's not like a small amount to everyone, it's rather a big win, but for only a selected few to make things more interesting. I would compare this to solo mining. There's a very little percent you will be able to mine your own Bitcoin, but if you do that, you earn big. And that's something that we want to replicate in Zenex token.
Looks like additional gamification of holding Zenex. So yeah, I love this idea, to be honest. So like Vladimir, 2025 is shaping up to be a transformative year for Zenex. What's more on the horizon for you? And is there anything special you're keeping under the rocks that you might be able to hint at?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Basically, this year we already are bombarding the market with big updates, such as the release of the token on the Solana protocol, the listing on xt.com, which is currently, let's say, on the burning up. Yep, because people are buying, trading. Yeah, but there's a lot of things still on the map. And of course, it's opening new iGaming locations and bet shops in Kenya and all over Africa, allowing investors to take part in this iGaming revolution that we are bringing over to Africa. Also, there is a big um, card product that we are releasing in partnership with Visa Platinum Trademark. We're actually launching our own special cards which have no limits on spending, which are secure, which have their own dedicated IBANs. And also, one of the craziest thing about the card is that you can keep both your crypto and your fiat funds on the card and spend them accordingly. This card also offers worldwide coverage and withdrawal options in 150 countries throughout the world in local currencies. This is something which is new, and this is something that we're actually tailoring for the iGaming industry because these cards will be mostly issued to the VIP players of like partner casinos, of our own casinos, and our own iGaming locations. So the card product is definitely something that you need to look out for. Moreover, we're gonna have listings, new listings this year. I will not announce the markets right now, but we will give that on our social media and in our articles. And also, I think one more important thing to cover is the new partnerships that we're gonna run because Zenex is expanding rapidly. We're getting new casinos on board, new projects on board, so we will see mass adoption by big iGaming brands of the Zenex token and the ecosystem, the launch of the card product that I mentioned, new listings, and new features for consumers, such as coin logs, raffles, participation in iGaming project revenues, and a lot of things like that.
What's exciting teaser, and I see how price reacts. To be honest, like we now live for around 3,000 people watching us. Oh my god, that's amazing, guys!
Wow.
For your
Cheers,
support.
guys. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
I see I see how resonates your words in our community because I see how people buying your token right now. So that's amazing. And while we are all excited about what's coming to Zennex, let's turn to some excellent questions from our community. We have selected some of the most insightful ones, and I believe they will be on the screen right now. So let's start with them. Yes, here
Sure.
is the first one. Given that blockchain casinos and iGaming platforms are prime targets for hacks and exploits, what robust security measures does Zennex implement to protect user funds and prevent smart contract vulnerabilities?
That's actually a good question, but there's also something to keep in mind is that the B2B section is on a completely different, let's say, security level because the way we are interacting with operators and merchants, that's one part of the story. The way that the coin and the crypto is developing, that's little different part of the story. Basically, if we are talking about security, all the smart contracts have been audited. We always keep the security measures high. We always adapt to the market situations because you're very right that crypto casinos and the whole, let's say, blooming projects on the market, they are exposed to hacks, they're exposed to different vulnerabilities. That's a very good statement. And in order for us to build a project completely secure from those, let's say, interactions from the south and the west and whatever, we are doing constant audits, constant security improvements, and separating, let's say, the smart contracts which we are using for different segments of the market. So, yeah, we pay a big attention to security, and you can be rest assured that we're constantly improving in that area.
Yeah, I believe security is like one of the most important part for any project, even if it doesn't relate to crypto, because in current situation, like security is a key. So, okay, the second question is from non-Data 2. All projects are geared towards the development of the community because the community is the key to the strong development of the project. So, do you have a global ambassador program or referral reward system or bonuses for newcomers to your token or project? I don't see the end of the question, but yeah, I believe to Zennex.
Yeah, that's also a very good question because actually, let me just go back one step and talk about the token development. When we were starting, the token was shaping as one instrument. Today, it's a little different instrument. And let's say we didn't pay enough attention to the token because we were focused on developing our own payment ecosystem and infrastructure, our own iGaming projects, our own payment routing platform, our own sports book line. So basically, we've been focusing on the B2B section more to make the project and the tokens utility happen today. And with, let's say, a little bit attention of the token, this is the year when we focus on Zenex as a coin, as a something for the community. So definitely, we will be launching ambassador programs already this quarter of the year. We will be also launching different reward programs for big ecosystem supporters. So you definitely guys need to watch out for the updates which are coming in our social media, in the articles provided, and there's a lot of things to see and to participate in. And if you are a big Zenex supporter, you definitely need to focus on that as well.
That's amazing. Yeah, I believe the best thing you can provide for your token holders, as you mentioned, it's revenue initiatives, and we discussed it a lot. So, guys, if it's not enough for you as ambassador, I don't know what you need. Okay, so let's move to another question. Can we see it on the screen right now? Yeah. So Yokos36, how does Zenex ensure that revenue from real-world gaming businesses translates into tangible value for Zenex token holders? It's like the best question for this time because we just finished with that idea.
Yeah, it's a good question, and basically, like I told you, the difference with Zenex token from the competitors, there aren't, let's say, competitors on the market. There are similar projects, let's call it that way, but the core difference of Zenex is that we are based on real business infrastructure, and basically, gaming operators they buy and hold Zenex tokens to get lowered commissions, to get lowered rolling reserve, which obviously translates into the increasement of the price of the token on the market. Also, the token has the utility of being an on-ramp solution. That's another point where we have a high demand from the B2B sector. And basically, all of those iGaming operators, casinos, they are buying onto the token to ensure that they get the best conditions and the best rates on the market. And how it translates into tangible value, basically the increasement of the price and the utility. Moreover, with this year, we're going to launch special programs, as I told you, the lotteries, the raffles, which are going to form from this, let's say, coin lock pools that are going to be done not only by consumers, but also by businesses. And also, there are going to be um, certain mechanics with Zenex, which people will be able to use to get better rates at some of our partner casinos. But that's something of later announcements. That's something I will cover in the next AMA session or in the social media of our projects. So stay tuned for that as well.
Definitely, guys. I just want to remind you that we have a contest today, and we will give away $20 for five best questions. So you still have chances. And don't forget to follow both EasyMM and Zenex to receive your reward. And yeah, thank you for your comments.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So, do we have any other questions? Can we see something?
Yeah, let's see something from the chat to try to. Yeah,
Yeah,
here we
so I
go.
see one more from non-Dito 2 again. So can you tell us some of the latest achievements made by Zenex project? Can you describe in detail the current development efforts, such as market expansion plans, expected applications, and new upcoming programs of events? So I believe we discussed it pretty well today, but Vladimir, if you have something to add, please do.
Yeah, I probably the one thing I want to add is that just in a couple of days we're gonna publish the public roadmap for the year. It's gonna be an article that's gonna cover our progress, our plans, and let's say with some certain dates. I believe that article will be distributed through our social networks as well. So that's something you should look out for as well. Um, and pretty much, yeah, the expansion plans they are centered around the African region right now, as of 2025, because that's a very promising and very fastly developing region. So a lot of attention is gonna go there. Um, and as for consumers, we already talked about the lotteries. We talked about the launch of ambassador program, which we're gonna announce also soon. And yeah, probably the XT listing was a big thing that we were looking for. It happened today. The token's price already gone up, and I'm quite happy to see that. I'm quite happy to see the support we are receiving from the community and the market, guys. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Like it's always a pleasure to see you and see your involvement in our discussion. And I think we can like answer a couple more questions. And for today, I believe we covered pretty much. So, from this
Sure.
perspective, what are Zenex plans for expanding into the Southeast Asian market? And what initiatives or partnerships are being considered to tap into this vibrant and rapidly growing region?
Well, I wasn't expecting that question because we didn't announce any public plans to expand in the Southeast Asian region. However, it's true that this region is also one of our interest because it's a very rapidly developing market. There are a lot of things which are happening right now, especially if we talk about crypto. The best and the biggest crypto conferences, they are happening right now in Asia, in Singapore, in Korea. So that's definitely something we need to cover, especially because Zenex is something that merges the world of crypto and the world of iGaming. So definitely we do have plans to expand in the Southeast Asian market, but these plans will be publicly announced probably by the second quarter of the year. However, I believe we will be visiting some of the key conferences in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Bangkok. So that's something to look out for as well, guys.
So you like your focus is not only African region, I see. That
So
it will be global iGaming provider. That's amazing. So I believe we can answer one more question and wrap it up today. So do we have something interesting?
let's see, let's see.
Okay, so this is the last one from Photoman. What is the current distribution of Zennex government token among early investors, developers, and the public? And how will the Zennex token supply and demand scale with the number of active users? This is really important question about tokenomics and helps us to understand better perspective of the token. So, Vladimir, your word.
Yeah, sure. I won't say that there is such thing as Zenex governance token. I don't think that that's something we're currently looking into. However, there are options for the, let's say, medium-sized investors, which have 30,000 US, 30,000 US plus in the token. They do have a right to participate in the project development. Namely, they have the option to select the bet shops and the iGaming locations that we're currently developing in Africa. They can be a part of that bet shop development in particular. And this is going to be something like a live show because the person who follows a certain, let's say, location, he will be able to see how the funds are being distributed throughout different areas like marketing, like um, events, like promotions, let's say infrastructure. So that's something which we can refer to as governance, let's say. And what about the token supply and demand? As I told you guys, this is a real business, and the token supply and demand is gonna grow just like a real business. No big influxes or big falls, just a stable growth because more projects are accepting Zenex, more businesses are operating with Zenex as a payment solution. New iGaming projects are launched by our team and also our partner team. So, what we will see is an increase in demand, but we will not see an increase in supply because the supply is limited, as you can see in our tokenomics, in our public information. That's something we will not touch and manipulate. It's a limited supply. So, with that said, I believe that we're just going to see a steady increase in the token price throughout the years to come. So, that's something I want to share.
That's amazing. So I believe this meeting has been absolutely fantastic. Well, so once again, we'll be announcing our five winners of $20 prizes shortly. Make sure you are following both EasyMM and Zennex to receive your reward. So it's clear that Zennex isn't just building another crypto project. They're creating real solution for real businesses and they build their own business. And moreover, they offer investors to participate in this part and build their own, let's say, casino chain if it's possible. So 2025 should be really hot. Vladimir, maybe you have final words for our audience.
Sure, Daniel. Thanks, guys. It's been a very interesting and packed with information session. I tried to answer most of the questions that you had. Also, we're constantly updating our social media, releasing new articles on Benzinga, on AP News, on the crypto-focused medias, and there's a lot to come. I want to thank everyone who's been following the project, who's been with us since day one or even since last year, because I truly believe this is a project that's gonna revolutionize the whole iGaming industry, and it's clearly an interesting project to follow. In let's say indiffer to all those meme coins and all those cryptos which are not backed by nothing, which are speculative, which are pure fun based, let's say, right? This is a utility project. This is a project with big plans. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for following us and for being with us. And the community support from Zenex has been amazing. This AMA also has been amazing. Thanks to Daniel, to EasyMN team. It's been my pleasure to be with you guys today.
That's all for today. Thank you, guys. We reached more than 4,000 active listeners today. So stay tuned to our social media channels. Sounds like you will not want to miss what's coming next. And thanks for being part of our today's conversation. Take care. Bye bye. See you soon, guys.